Patrick. I have a lot of thanks to hand out this afternoon. As Patrick said, he's been the interim AD for about 5 weeks. Every week, every Sunday, I would get a call and say, it's not like he didn't love being the interim AD, by the way. Don't let him tell you any different. I get a call every Sunday and he'd go, I'm still undefeated. I'm still undefeated. He may be the answer to a trivia question one day, David, unless you just keep winning for the next 10 years or so. Let me also thank all the personnel in the athletic department, all of our deputies, all of the staff. As Patrick was the first to say, he wasn't real sure what he was doing, but in the interim, we sure wanted the trains to run on time. Games had to be played, practices had to be met, all of those kinds of things. And I just want to take a second and thank everybody in the athletic department for keeping everything, doing their jobs every day, doing them great every day, and making sure that everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. I also want to thank our search consultants who spent a lot of time with a few of us, and I certainly want to thank the members of the search committee. Search committee was a great committee. We had faculty members, we had administrators, we had students, and we had alumni and former board trustees. We set a really aggressive time frame. We wanted to do this as expeditiously as we possibly could. We got it done in about 5.5 weeks, and it was pretty intense. And so thanks to the committee members for spending an awful lot of time on all of this. The last thing I want to say is it was no easy task. It is a tribute to Tulane University, Tulane athletics, with the quality of the pool of candidates that we had. We started at 40 or maybe more folks that had interest. We sort of tried to cut that down to about 20. We ended up with around 12 semifinalists. Listen, it was an amazing pool of candidates, and everybody ought to know that. And David should know that. We had six sitting ADs. We had probably 3 of the top deputy ADs from Power 5 schools that were interested. We had folks that had been affiliated with Tulane in the past, and we had 3 of our own internal candidates. It was not easy trying to figure out who the right person was to lead, and I'm sure all of those folks could have done a very nice job. I'm positive they could have all done a very nice job. However, we think we found the best guy for the job, and we found the right man who's got the vision and the interest of not only doing all the right things for our student athletes, but for moving our athletic department across all of our sports forward, both athletically on the field and in the classroom, and creating leaders that come out of Tulane University. So we've got the right guy, and with that, my last thank you is to President Fitz for asking me to do this. This is my second tour of duty with an athletic director search. Amazingly, we ended up coming from the same school. But I want to thank President Fitz for his commitment to Tulane athletics. He has been ever present. He has been a supportive. He has been in the locker room. He's been everywhere, and they're not always university presidents that do that. So we're grateful to have President Mike Fitz. And with no further ado, President Fitz, thank you.
Everybody, it's really wonderful to see everyone here. On Friday we had a full-up Yulman Stadium, and now we have a full-up Glazer Club, and there's really no better testament to the momentum of Tulane athletics than this. So before we begin the sort of main event, I'd like to offer a few heartfelt thank yous. First of all, needless to say, I have to thank Doug Hertz for leading this search. As everyone knows, Doug is Mr. Tulane Athletics. He's former chair of the Tulane board and namesake of this thing called the Hertz Center right down the way. He deeply cares about Tulane athletics. I want to thank also all the members of the search committee who literally came from every part of the university. Board members, alumni, students, faculty, administrators. They're all united in one thing, their love and care about Tulane athletics. Let me just note, Kim Boyle, Sienna James, Gabe Feldman, Don Peters, Michelle Adams, Libby Alexander, Erica Woodley, Mark Tittem, you all did outstanding work. I do have to give a special shout out to Patrick Norton, who was on the search committee, and as we've heard, acting athletic director. And of course, Doug mentioned this. I think everybody can mention this. I've never heard anybody sort of take more credit for an undefeated football season than Patrick Norton. Nevertheless, I do think he's ready to step down. So I don't need to tell the people in this room, this has been an extraordinary year for Tulane athletics. It started out with a nationally ranked football team winning the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. And Coach Willie, yes. And Coach Willie Fitz is part of that, won 3 National Coach of the Year awards. And he's also led the Green Wave nationally ranked team to an 11-1 record this year. And over the past 2 years, we've taken American Athletic Conference titles in football, women's golf, baseball, women's cross country. Our sailing team has won national championships in 2022 and 2023. Coach Lisa Stockton recently set a new record for the most wins by any women's head basketball coach in the state of Louisiana. I could go on and on talking about the remarkable success by 17 different programs. But the reason for this success has been pointed out is the incredible dedication of the student athletes, coaches, administrators, and staff here. It's also, I should say, due to our alumni and friends who, what support they've given to our athletes, cheering them on in the stands, and supporting our Investing in Excellence capital campaign. Hear that, donors out there, which continues as we speak. Thanks to them, we're in the process of building a world-class athletics infrastructure. Now, of course, Tulane, as we know, is experiencing unprecedented momentum and ambition across the board as a university. We've perhaps literally seen the largest growth in research, funding, and student applications of any school in the country. And we're transforming our downtown campus into a destination academic medical center, which will help revitalize the city. But today, we're here to support the incredible momentum of our athletics program. It unites our students, alumni, faculty, and staff. It inspires the local community and allows us to shine on a national stage. Put simply, this is an incredible moment to recruit a new athletics director. And we have an incredible new athletic director in David Harris. So in light of Tulane's momentum, it's no surprise that we had a large pool, as Doug said, of extraordinary candidates vying for the position. During an extensive national search, David consistently impressed our search committee. He stood out, both with his winning track record and with his student-centered approach. He began his career in academic services at Ole Miss, where he played football as an undergraduate. This gave him firsthand insight into how student athletes could benefit from the holistic support, and it has informed his career ever since. At Tulane, we are every bit as invested in our student athletes' academic performance and long-term career success as we are in their athletic accomplishments. This is one of the reasons David was clearly the right choice for Tulane. Of course, there are many other reasons. David was named an Athletics Director of the Year by the National Association of Collegiate Directors of Athletics in 2021. He has over 25 years of experience in Division I athletics administration, including Iowa State University, the University of Wisconsin, and the University of Mississippi. And of course, most recently, he has served as athletic director for 8 years at the University of Northern Iowa, where his record speaks for itself. 20 conference championships, 17 coaches of the year, 28 players of the year, and 11 NCAA tournament bids. He also led record-breaking fundraising efforts and transformational upgrades in UNI's athletic facilities. And under his leadership, UNI's student athletes have consistently maintained higher GPAs and graduation rates than the overall student body. David has also had national leadership roles at the NCAA and on committees looking at critical issues in college sports. As we all know, college athletics is transforming nationally, and David will be one of the leaders in this effort. Finally, as a side note, while David has spent many years up north, he is originally from Baton Rouge. He's one of us. He knows where to get the best po' boys. So we are absolutely thrilled to welcome him, along with his wife Felicia, their daughter Caitlin, and their son Wesley, back home to Louisiana and into the Greenway family. Let me invite to the podium someone who has had a proven track record in supporting student athletes on and off the field, and who also knows how to peel a crawfish. Please welcome home your new athletics director, David Harris.
Thank you so much. Wow, feels so good to be home here in South Louisiana. In the spirit of Thanksgiving, I can't think of anything that my family and I are more thankful for than the opportunity to lead the Tulane Green Wave in this incredible city. Before this job was officially opened and advertised, we knew that this was a place that we wanted to be. When my predecessor announced that he was leaving for another university, I had a contact in the search firm world. His name is Todd Turner, and I contacted him and said, I don't know if you will ultimately get this search, the Tulane search, but if you do, I'm interested. And that's not normal in these situations because typically you're contacted by a search firm about possible interest, but I contacted him because I knew this was a special opportunity and I wanted him to know and understand that I was definitely interested. So when I was contacted by his son, Drew, a few weeks later, there was no hesitation, no second thoughts, no doubt about this opportunity. My parents were born here in the city, as were my two older sisters. After they were born, the family ultimately moved to Baton Rouge, where I was born as well as my younger brother. And so because of the roots that we have in this city, New Orleans really was a second home as we were growing up. So we know firsthand that the city of New Orleans is an amazing community with great people, great culture, great music, great sports, and yes, great food, which I've missed a great deal. With so many family members here in the city and in Baton Rouge and in nearby Mississippi, we know that this is the right place for my wife, Felicia, who is a native of Natchez, Mississippi, to continue to raise our family. When you're fortunate enough to be in a position like this, there are a lot of people who need to be acknowledged and thanked. And this certainly isn't an exhaustive list, but these are people who are certainly an important part, a critical part of our journey to this point. I'll start with President Fitz for this opportunity for believing in me and us in giving us an opportunity to be able to be here and lead. We greatly appreciate your support and confidence and look forward to working under your leadership. To Doug Hertz, thank you so much. The search was great. Everything went smoothly. I appreciate the advice and the information that you provided, and I look forward to working with you as well. To Patrick Norton, I'm not sure where Patrick is, but there we go. Patrick has been tremendously helpful from the very beginning through the search, and certainly since the announcement has been made. Patrick, you've been great in providing information, and I look forward to working with you as well. You're certainly a critical part of everything that we're doing in the athletics department. To Drew Turner and Collegiate Sports Associates, you ran a very smooth search from my standpoint. I've enjoyed getting a chance to get to know you a little bit better, and I thank you for making what could have been a nerve-wracking process a really smooth process, and I appreciate the work and effort that you put into that. I'd also like to acknowledge two presidents. First of all, Bill Rude, who was the president that hired me at the University of Northern Iowa, who always said that I'd have an opportunity to do something like this, so I appreciate your confidence from the very beginning. And then Mark Nook, the current president at the University of Northern Iowa, who has been a great partner, a mentor to me, someone who has helped me tremendously and supported all of the student athletes at that university. He is one of their #1 fans, along with his wife Cheryl, so I greatly appreciate the support that they provided during the time that I was there. Also, I want to mention Dr. Steve Leith, who is a former president at Iowa State University. He was likely the very first president who saw something in me and wanted to invest in me and open the door to be able to have a chance to be an athletics director. He was really critical in helping me get that position at UNI, so I certainly want to thank him for laying those seeds from the very beginning. I'd also like to thank Jamie Pollard. He's currently the athletics director at Iowa State University, and I've told him before that he has been the most influential person on my career from an athletic standpoint. He does a phenomenal job at Iowa State, and a lot of what I've learned in this industry came working for and with him for a number of years. Mike Alden, the former athletics director at the University of Missouri, who is a mentor, as well as Bob Bowlesby. Thank you both for the information and the critical advice that you provided at critical times that has helped steer me in the right direction. Also, I want to thank all the coaches and staff and student athlete at UNI. Just a great department full of wonderful people who've had success across the board. Thank you for the support that you gave to me. I know it is a department that's built on a strong foundation, a foundation that started long before I have had the opportunity to be able to be there, and so I know it will continue even after I'm gone. So I know some of them are watching this now, and I just want to thank you so much. Your time, your effort, your energy meant a great deal to me, and I will certainly miss all of you as I move forward with my career. Finally, I want to thank my family, several of whom are here today. Thank you so much for being here. I specifically want to thank my parents. My mom is not with us. She passed away almost 18 years ago. I don't know that there's a day since then that I haven't missed her, but this is probably the day that I've missed her the most, the day that I would really love for her to be here. She was the heart of our family, and even though she's passed on, she still is. So I want to thank her for the love and guidance that she provided me. Also, my dad is here. Just so thankful. You don't understand what it's like to pursue something your entire career, and then when you have a chance to be in this position, to be able to look out and see your dad sitting here. So Dad, thank you for being here. Thank you for everything that you taught me. Thank you for helping me understand what manhood was about. Thank you for helping me understand what leadership was about. Even when I was younger and I didn't want any part of being a leader of anything, it was my dad who said, this is something that you're going to do. And so for that and for the love that you provided me and all of us, and for being the leader of our family, just thank you so much for that. I love you very much, and you mean a great deal to me, so thank you. I specifically also want to mention my nephew, Adam, and his beautiful girlfriend, Bianca. Adam is a former Tulane football player, so thank you, Adam, for your support over the years, and welcome back home to Tulane. And now that I'm in this position, I expect to see you at every home football game going forward. Next, I want to thank my kids, Caitlin and Wesley, sitting up here in the front. Caitlin is a senior. She's got one more semester at Iowa State. So she'll be finishing up soon and then going on to do other things. I'm glad that you were willing to miss class to be here, Caitlin. Thank you so much for that. You look beautiful today, as always. And thank you for always being there for your dad. And then Wesley, my man, thank you for being you. Now, I do have one problem with Wesley. It is this. Who told you that it was okay to dress better than your old man at his press conference? Okay? We need to coordinate better. You know, you can't look better than me. You can't show me up. But I love you very much and proud of you for all the things that you're doing and all the things that you will do. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Felicia. Now, don't let her tell you that her name is pronounced Felicia. It's not. She just says that because it's easier to say. Her name is Felicia, and she goes by Fifi, so that's easier to say. That's her nickname. So thank you so much. I was telling somebody earlier that you are a day one person for me with this whole journey in athletics because we met, I want to say 3 months after I started working in athletics at Ole Miss. So for that entire 25-year journey, you've been with me in some form or fashion. And the time and the effort and the patience that you put into being there and taking that whole ride and taking you through the Midwest and back. I'm sure your parents thought that we were crazy trying to go to Wisconsin and Iowa and freeze to death in 25 below temperatures. And I think your dad is happy, and I know your mom is in heaven happy that that circle has brought us back to the South. But thank you for being by my side. I appreciate and love you. Now, I've talked about how my family ties are important and how they were important in this decision-making process. However, it was just really one piece of the puzzle. Tulane has world-class academics. As President Fitz said, my career began supporting the academic dreams of student athletes, and it's always been important to me to find a university that had a high academic reputation. And that may be something that you think is strange for an athletics director to say, but because I came up through academic services, I understand how important it is to do well in the classroom and how important it is to have a degree from a university like Tulane. Student athletes here have been successful in the classroom with 68% of them posting at least a 3.0 GPA, 7 teams earning a perfect academic progress rate, and the department achieving a graduation success rate of 93%. Also, just the tremendous athletics momentum in combination with the academics reputation. Over the past 2 years, the Green Wave programs have posted extraordinary results with 4 American Athletic Conference titles in football, women's golf, baseball, and women's cross country. Our football team posted a historic 2023 Cotton Bowl victory, and now it's heading back to the AAC championship game. Our sailing team has won team and individual national championships, helping to answer the question about exactly what is possible at Tulane University. So those things combined, along with the family connections here in this tremendous community, really made this an easy decision for us. So as we move forward, who are we and what are we going to be about? In my opinion, I believe that Tulane can be the model for college athletics. We want to be the very best. We want to have comprehensive excellence on a consistent basis. And how do we achieve that? We do it with academic excellence, making sure our student athletes graduate at a high level and do their very best in the classroom. Athletics excellence, competing for and winning championships. Community engagement, having everybody know and understand who we are. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, being a welcoming environment for everyone. Integrity, no matter what we're doing it at the highest level possible. Fiscal responsibility, ensuring that we have the resources that guarantee our success. And then student-athlete welfare. And what do I mean by student-athlete welfare? It means that every Tulane student-athlete ought to be able to say these 5 things. That they graduated from Tulane with a degree in a major of their choosing. That they had an opportunity to be able to compete for a championship. That they felt cared for as a person, no matter what sport they played or how much they played or who they were. That they would recommend Tulane to other prospective student athletes because of the great experience that they had. And ultimately, when they're financially able, that they would like to give back to the university that gave so much to them. If we can do that, then we know we've given our student athletes the kind of experience that we expect. We are thrilled and honored to join the Greenway family, especially at this moment when success and interest in our program is at such historic heights. Under President Fitz's leadership, Tulane is on an unstoppable trajectory, moving forward in all areas. He is committed to the well-being, academic achievement, and lifelong success of Tulane student athletes, and continuing to build an athletics program that matches the university's nationally renowned research and academics reputation. This is the final reason we were drawn to the position. Some schools want to maintain what they've already done. Tulane is looking to move forward with a commitment and investments in athletics excellence. The Investing in Excellence campaign is a great example of that commitment. We're excited about working to build an athletics legacy that will continue to grow for the good of our student athletes and fans. We have every expectation that Tulane's current success will continue and reach even greater heights. In conclusion, Tulane athletics is on the move. With our championship team of student athletes, coaches, administrators, and staff, the opportunities and potential are limitless. It's an absolute incredible time to be a member of the Greenway family. My family and I are honored to be entrusted with this opportunity to lead, serve, and invest in our coaches, staff, and student athletes. Thank you to all of you for your well wishes and support. We need all of you and all of your friends back here on Saturday to fill the stadium and help us win back-to-back championships. We look forward to getting started, and we will absolutely do this together. Roll Wave.